Genuinely, one of my favorite details about Bram Stoker's Dracula that isn't really transferred to the pop culture is that vampires have iridescent eyes. They appear brown at a glance, however when light is reflected on them, they seem to go red. Another thing that pop culture latched onto is this idea that you might use a wreath of garlic bulbs to ward off a vampire. However, in the book, there's a popular use of garlic blossoms rather than the bulbs. I think these are a lot prettier and way more versatile for stylization. You could have a garlic flower crown. Also, like the cowboy part. Can we please stop omitting the fact that there's a real-ass cowboy in Bram Stoker's Dracula, and he's from real-ass Texas, and he has a fucking gun, and he tries to fucking shoot Dracula? Just fucking Quincy. Oh my god, I don't remember if any of the adaptations have Quincy. I think the Coppola version does? I don't remember. But I just fucking love that this is, like... I want to see a fucking movie about Quincy. Like, I want a movie that's all Quincy, all the time, where it's just fucking Quincy P. fucking Morris, who's like the only person who knows what vampire bats are, which is hilarious. He's like the only person, he's like one of like 3 people in the book who knows what blood drinkers are, and has any prior knowledge, and he's like, I had to put down my horse because, that's not a Texas accent. I had to put down my horse because vampire bats drank all its blood. And, like, fucking shoots Dracula! Poor guy dies. Like, of all the characters, why'd the coolest dude in that entire book have to die? Man. Him and Renfield got fucked over. Renfield is scarier than Dracula. I'm saying it right now. In the movies, especially the 1930s one, Renfield is fucking terrifying. Thing I need to mention, Renfield does get fucked over because he has the fucking heroic sacrifice of trying to save Mina from Dracula and getting killed for it. I forgot about that. I haven't finished the book myself, but I read a synopsis before this, and poor Renfield. In all the adaptations, he's the scariest motherfucker. Release his pack of dads into Home Depot. Go. Be free. Invasive species encroach on lesbian territory. This is a common misconception, because they're such similar environments, but you should be aware that dads are native to Home Depot, while lesbians are actually native to Lowe's. At this point, however, both dads and lesbians have made themselves at home in both Home Depot and Lowe's, to the point that trying to separate them back to their original ranges would probably do more harm than good to the delicate ecosystem of large chain hardware stores. A properly raised and socialized dad will be perfectly comfortable cohabiting with lesbians. It's not really encroaching on another's territory. You wouldn't say that about foxes in a forest that also homes bobcats, would you? No, it's just 2 different species that have both evolved to live in similar or the same environment. As long as they recognize each other as equals, dads and lesbians are more than capable of cohabitation. Now, if you were to release a pack of lumberjacks into a Lowe's or Home Depot, that's where chaos will reign. Being adapted to a far harsher and more demanding environment, the lumberjacks would simply push dads and lesbians both out, and also consume far more than a sustainable amount of resources. It would be like releasing bears at a country club. As a former timber harvester, I feel this is potentially accurate in theory, but highly improbable in actuality. Lumberjacks, like most megafauna species, generally require more space than the average hardware store, even a big box store could provide. The misconception is that lumberjacks are a social species because of how they often work and live together. This is a matter of necessity, not preference, and a survival technique for thriving under the log boss. A pack of lumberjacks, if not under the environmental pressure of a log boss, will naturally disperse until they each have a wide territory. Lumberjacks rarely fight for territory. One-on-one, a lumberjack could drive out a dad or lesbian. However, the latter tend to travel in social packs. Lumberjacks will passively retreat on the presence of large numbers of people. Kinda like Sasquatch. Getting a pack of lumberjacks assembled would be hard enough unless you were forced into a hardware store by a log boss. In that case, they would already be in a heightened and potentially agitated state far above their natural behavior. This artificial scenario can be likened to a circus animal running amok. If it had been in the wild, the incident would not have occurred. Free-roaming lumberjacks are the cryptids of the hardware ecosystem. They're surprisingly quiet and unobtrusive. Please stop labeling lumberjacks as dangerous roving social predators. They are intermediate-level omnivores and remarkably peaceful unless threatened. As a hardware store worker, I can say that this is all 100% accurate. Let's abolish all clocks! The concept of time itself! Live by sunlight, primal instincts and internal clocks only. When's the next bus getting here? It's a surprise! That's no different from how buses already operate. A reminder that bats are superior to swords for their inherent potential for inflicted pain. Nothing rivals a sword in homoeroticism, but just for raw pain, bone-breaking, blocking, and parrying, bats reign supreme. It took me a full minute to realize that you weren't advocating using a flying rodent to inflict pain. God, could you fucking imagine that? Just like a guy with a fucking bat in his hands, just swinging it like a fucking blackjack. Like a flying fox in his hands. Poor thing's just freaking the fuck out because it's being used like a blackjack by a crazy motherfucker. And just does not know where it is, does not know what's happening. Oh, that poor fucking bat. As long as they recognize each other as equals, dads and lesbians are more than capable of cohabitation. Need to redo that line, fuck. Being adapted to a far harsher and more demanding environment, the lumberjacks would simply push dads and lesbians both out? Redo. As a former timber harvester, I feel this is potentially inaccurate in theory, but highly improbable. Fuck, I need to do that again. As a former timber harvester... Nope. As a former timber harvester, I feel like this is potentially accurate in theory, but highly improbable in actuality. Lumberjacks, I can't do another southern accent. The misconception is that lumberjacks are a social species because of how often they work... Fuck. A reminder that bats are superior to swords for their inherent potential for... Fuck. Let's try that again. I've got so many outtakes already. Okay. However, in the book, there's a popular use of... Let me try that again. I think these are a lot prettier and Fuck, my mouse is in the thing. Genuinely, one of my favorite details about Bram Stoker's Dracula that isn't really transferred to the pop culture is that vampires have iridescent eyes. They appear brown at a glance when light is... Fuck, that's not right. Damn it. Try again. I want to do this one justice, because Cadaverkeys gave me permission to do this. Thank you, Cadaverkeys.